I'm Hillary Crosley-Coker, and in this episode of This Broad's Life, we followed Planned Parenthood President Cecile Richards. Critics of her organization say that videos secretly filmed by the Center for Medical Progress show that her organization functions sort of like a horror movie when no one's looking. But we followed her to Washington, D.C., both during a rally and lobbying on the Hill with her supporters, and found that the organization is really just a staunch advocate for women's health care.
So my name's Cecile Richards, and I'm the president of Planned Parenthood and the Planned Parenthood Action Fund.
Each of you have the power to completely shape the future.
I haven't ever done a job where there weren't people that were pissed off at me. And that was just, I mean, I grew up in Texas. What can I say? You know, my dad was a civil rights lawyer and defended conscientious objectors during the Vietnam War. My mother was involved in the farm workers movement, every movement that came through Dallas, Texas. And so I think I grew up used to being in the center of some kind of social justice movement that was not what everybody was supporting. One of the most exciting experiences I had as a young person was wearing a black armband to protest the Vietnam War when I was in junior high and being called to the principal's office. That I just felt like, wow. I was one of two kids in the school that had a black armband on, and I thought, okay, that's when people start paying attention, is when you actually start protesting. And that's probably what led to a career as a labor organizer. It's been a long progression, but when this opportunity came up at Planned Parenthood, I was actually incredibly, of course, flattered that they would even consider me. And I felt like I heard my mother's voice, never turned down, a new opportunity. And so I was thrilled when they chose me, and it's been an incredible, incredible job.
I believe fundamentally that women are best able to make their own healthcare decisions without the interference of the government. So please give it up for Senator Al Franken.
That makes up for whatever hate mail or stuff I have to read on Twitter. I think it's just part of the job. I've had an abortion. I've been public about it. I've also been public about the fact that it was so the right decision for me and my husband. We have 3 kids, and that was as many as we could have. And so I don't have any big dramatic story. I think I have the story of a lot of women in America. 1 in 3 women in this country have had an abortion at some point in their lifetime. Unfortunately, that when it comes to women's rights and women's ability to access safe and legal abortion, Texas is about, I think, probably the worst at this point. But the irony here is the people of Texas are completely supportive of women having access to safe and legal abortion. At Planned Parenthood, we do 3 basic things. We provide health care to millions of folks every year. In fact, 1 in 5 women in the country have been to Planned Parenthood for health care at some point. And the second thing is we do sex education. We're the biggest sex educator, and we do it on the web, we do it through mobile, we do it in classrooms, in community centers all across the country.
With the policy the way it is in Billings right now, it's an abstinence-only policy, and so the only thing we could say is that condoms prevent STDs, but we couldn't demonstrate how to use a condom or give any more information. And there were 6 girls in my high school class who were pregnant, and I just think that's really crazy, and I'd like to see that those numbers go down.
We're an advocacy organization, and that is, it's not enough to just provide care and provide education. We got to fight to move things forward. We get to go out and just help people do the right thing who are in office or hold other folks' feet to the fire. That's a great thing to do. Folks don't like politicians putting politics ahead of women's lives.
Okay. All right, look at me.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite teen mom on MTV?
Oh, how embarrassing. I have no idea.